Welcome back! Thank you for joining us today for another one of our 5-minute messages. My name is Brian Steele, and I have the privilege of being the pastor at St. Paul United Methodist Church in Bloomfield Hills and Hazel Park United Methodist Church. Today I want to spend just a few minutes talking about my personal favorite book in the Bible, Amos. Now, if you did the whole Sunday school thing as a kid, you probably didn't hear a lot about this book. Amos is one of those books where if you're picking up the Bible and thumbing through it and you blink, you might miss it. He's called a minor prophet, which means it's one of the smaller books. But the truths that Amos reveals about God are pretty major and should make all of us rethink a few things. Amos is this small-town shepherd boy who has come to the big city of Jerusalem. He's a farm boy with no religious training, and he comes into town and starts telling all these wealthy urbanites who were trained in the Jewish faith and telling them they're all going to hell in a handbasket, essentially. Not because of what they believe, but because of how they're treating people. When I thought of Amos, I think of the Beverly Hillbillies. Now, Amos didn't get rich like them, but he was an outsider who, at first glance, appeared very uncivilized to certain individuals, but still had truth and wisdom that those rich city people needed. But the people Amos is sent to didn't want to hear what he had to say. Amos didn't have the background people thought was needed to speak for God. They thought God's message would only come through people who looked like them, and who, since their life was great, they must have been pleasing God with how they were living. But Amos tells them that the way they are treating people, especially the poor, is not okay in God's eyes. As an outsider, Amos saw that gluttony had become the flavor of the week in the big city. And as far as Amos could tell, based on who he understood God to be, that was incompatible with following Yahweh, with following God. Now there's a lot of other truths in this book that are worth a deep dive. But in our 5-minute messages, we're not going to get to all of that. So I just want to leave us with this. Who do we think is worthy of delivering a divine message? Who can give us a word from God? The reality of our human condition is that a lot of times we need an outsider to come and reveal something to us, to reveal a truth that we're not seeing. Because when you're so enmeshed in a lifestyle or community, it doesn't matter who you are, it's hard to see beyond that. You need an outsider. Perhaps even someone who is totally different and you think has nothing to offer. Sometimes to receive the truth we need to look for the unsuspecting people in unsuspecting places. So friends, that's it for today's 5-minute message. I'll see you back here again on Thursday. Always remember that God loves you. God delights in you, and there's nothing you can do about it. See you next time.